Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to this message for this full moon in Capricorn on the 30th of June. And if this video has found you, it means that the divine wants to let you know this message, this specific message for this time quality right now, because we are in a very, very special time quality right now. We just had the summer solstice on the 21st of June. And the summer solstice started this new energy. That new energy is really now entering you. New energy, it's the energy of also new beginnings in your life. So, and this full moon is all about helping you to release what no longer is serving you and who you no longer are, so that you can actually create the space to receive fully this new energy, your manifestation, and what wants to come into your life right now. So how do we do that, and what do we need for that? Because literally it's so much about surrendering. Like, the core message of this reading and for this full moon is all about surrendering and letting go. Because the Capricorn in its shadow wants to control, and in its shadow wants to prove itself, wants to uh, achieve and do all the time, overwork itself to receive validation, to feel good enough. So the full moon is always illuminating this shadow. It's always illuminating the shadow. It's always illuminating truth. Like, and especially here, what have you been holding on to? How did you wanted to control the outcome? How did you wanted to control your life? And this full moon, and especially this time quality right now, really asks you to let go more, to surrender more to the divine, and to know that whatever is happening in your life right now is meant to happen. So the challenges you are facing in your life right now, they are meant to happen, because through these challenges, you can actually transform so much. You can heal so much. It is going to be revealed to you what you need to let go of. So accept the current challenge you are in, embrace it, and love it. Like, literally love it. I know that this is maybe, or it feels maybe asked too much, that I ask you too much right now, because sometimes we literally fight so much against what is happening in our lives. I know that. I did it so many times in my life, not knowing that I was actually fighting against what is happening in my life, fighting against the circumstances, fighting against life in the end. And peace can only come when we let go, when we stop the fighting, when we let go and realize that everything that is happening in our lives is happening for us, even if we cannot see the bigger picture, even though we feel so lost, we feel so worried, we feel so overwhelmed. It is always happening for us. And this full moon wants to remind you that life is happening for you, and it wants to show you now, where have you been holding on to? Where have you been controlling? Where have you been attaching to fear, to unhealthy habits, to limiting beliefs, to old stories of yourself, to doubt, to self-doubt and criticism? So really ask yourself, take this moment now and reflect on where have you been holding on to and controlling that no longer serves you. So recognize your attachments. This full moon in Capricorn is all about recognizing your attachments, because Capricorn literally asks, what has outlined its purpose in your life? Where have you held yourself captive? Because in the tarot, Capricorn is connected to the Devil card, and the Devil card is very often misunderstood, because the Devil card wants to show us our attachments, our unhealthy patterns, so we can actually transform and release them. So the Devil, in the Devil card in the tarot, you can see that the Devil is holding the people, the two people, captive. But actually, the ties are so loose that actually they can free themselves, but they don't. So it's like they are so attached to the limiting belief, to the fear, because the devil represents actually the shadows, like what, for example, our fears, our unhealthy habits, our outdated identity. All of that is represented by the devil. And the devil wants to actually show you now, where have you been holding yourself captive? Because in the end, you can see in this card that the people hold themselves captive. It's not actually the devil. So it's actually more, they are so attached to their own devil inside of them, to their own shadow. And this time right now, because it's summer, it's July, it's the energy now of the Cancer. So this is the time quality right now where so much light is coming in, so much light, new energy is coming into our lives, into our aura, and it illuminates, of course, where we have been holding on to fear, to doubt, to limiting beliefs. And also, how do you relate to the material realm? This card, this devil card in the tarot, also asks you, how do you relate to the material realm, like to money, status, pleasure, desire, achievement? Do you possess them, or do they possess you? This is the question. Do you possess, for example, money, or does money possess you? And this is where you know that you have been attached unhealthy, like very unhealthy in your life, that you have been attached to money so much. You attached your whole self-worth based on money, your achievements. So you feel in the end enough. You have attached maybe achievements to your self-worth. So only if you achieve this, you can feel enough. Only if you have this amount of money, then you can feel enough. Ask, really, be honest. This Capricorn energy is also a very, very honest energy. It wants to show you, this devil card also in the tarot, it wants to show you honestly, where have you been holding yourself back? Realize that. Realize that, see it, and transform it. Release it, let it go. And I want to also talk about the shadows of Capricorn, because the shadow of Capricorn is that it believes that its worth depends on achievements. The shadow of Capricorn is overworking, is also emotional suppression. It's defining itself through achievement, status, productivity. it's also the shadow is fear of failure and excessive control, wanting to control everything. And I know that not only for Capricorn, but for many many astrological signs, like low self-worth and control is a topic. And for so many people, actually, I think it's the most people on this earth, like their unhealthiest attachments are low self-worth and wanting to control. So we all have this fear: what happens if I truly let go, if I truly surrender to the divine, if I don't have all the answers? What happens if I don't outsource my self-worth anymore? What happens if I don't seek for validation anymore? Who am I then? And realizing in the end, also here, that that is the healing of healing low self-worth, is actually realizing that no matter how much validation you get from the outside, it can never fill this void inside of you, because this void inside of you can only fill your own validation, you validating yourself. This is what would heal this wound. And healing the need to control everything would be letting completely go, letting fully go and surrendering to the divine, being led by the divine, praying more, praying to the divine, and praying for surrendering to the divine, letting go of this heaviness, of the fear, not knowing how it will all turn out, but trusting that everything is happening for your highest good. This is how you heal the wound of controlling, needing to control everything in order to avoid pain, because this is deep down what you want to do. You want to avoid pain, so you control. And I will also share with you and link it also here, a prayer, so you can surrender control, you can let go of control, and return to certainty, to the energy of certainty and trust in the divine. And yes, so this full moon is all about face your attachments honestly, and so they lose their power. Because in the moment you really face your unhealthy attachments honestly, they lose their power over you. And some questions that can help you to reveal now the truth for you and where you have been holding back yourself are the following questions. And you can write them down and journal on them, asking yourself these questions. What fear is quietly running my life? Where did I try to control the outcome and couldn't let go? Where have I given away my authority? What comes from external expectations in my life? What structure in my life supports me, and what structure has become a cage? And what is binding me? What attachment, what fear, what limiting belief? Really ask yourself that. And this is how you can truly use now this energy and this time quality, and also make space for the new energy that wants to enter you, and also for the manifestations in your life, manifesting your desires. It can only happen if you release the old, if you release what no longer serves your highest good. And get really, really honest with yourself, because also now we are in the middle of this year actually, and this is also a time that invites us to reflect on what worked for me actually and what didn't work for me, and what can I change right now to come into peace, to come into love, to love, to return to my divinity. What can I do now? What would really support me? What habit, what can I change now in my life so that I truly create this space for my manifestations to enter my life? Because this is what wants to happen now in this time and in the next months. So create that space and release, truly let go of control, release these unhealthy attachments, and surrender, truly surrender to the divine. The prayer I link for you here will really help you to do that. And I am sending you so much love and gratitude, and I'm so thankful that you are here. And let me know in the comments which message was for you. What did you need to hear right now? And yes, thank you so much for being here. If you want to work with me, you will find a link below to my website and all my offers. So much love to you.